And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Friends, haters, gamers, lovers,
Other people's brothers.
other people's brothers. Okay.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah,
that's a little too far.
I was just trying to find something to rhyme, and that was the worst thing to come out.
Yeah, man.
Welcome. Well, I will say this is the OGAL number two.
Number two.
That's my wife, guys. Pay her no attention right now. Um,
Look, man, she playing hype right now. That's all.
I know you guys may be thinking it's a little too soon for the second one, but I noticed today typically most people are available. So hey, and I promise you guys, it will probably end up being kind of random. So anyway, tonight we're going to talk about just old school cartoons and where it may go from there. Going to try to keep it short, but go ahead and introduce yourselves. Starting with Mr. Red Fox.
It's me, Mr. Red Fox. I'm not an otaku, but I do like to talk about video games and what they call geek culture nowadays.
All right, and go ahead, game idea.
Wow, my kids just took a lamp apart. I'll be right back.
All right, and Kenoshi.
Well, this is Kanoshi Abominito, here to say dreams are great when you're sleeping.
What does
All right.
that? Never mind.
I never even ask anymore, man. I don't. But anyway, we may have some more people dropping in, and feel free if you would like to join in and give your 2 cents or mention a few, classic cartoons in the chat, or actually come to the podcast. Hey, just let me know if one of you is out there or people, listening right now. Just like I said, just let me know. But anyway, as I said, primarily old school cartoons. I'm not talking about the stuff you see nowadays that's kind of garbage. I'm talking about like the old school X-Men cartoon.
Don't
And
bring that up, man. It
and
hurts.
I hate the way cartoons are today. I have to be honest. They're not nearly as interesting. I mean, anime is, but we're talking about just the old school cartoons, like the Freakazoids. Hell, I would even say Earthworm Jim, even though they didn't last that long. But things like SWAT Cats, Birdman, I miss those. I really do. But go ahead and name a couple of cartoons that you used to love, way back in the Disney afternoon days.
Hmm.
Come on, Kanosh. I know you got a few of them you used to watch. You may be ashamed of them, but you used to watch them.
uh, I can't really think too much Disney because I spent most of my time watching Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
That's where your brain went.
That's where it's at. I mean,
I mean, I did watch Disney to some degree, but a lot of it was just the movies that came on during the night, the reruns of. But anyway, I would say like Etta and Nettie, or like that was a big one. Guilty pleasure of mine was Codename Kids Next Door. That
oh
was
yeah.
a guilty pleasure throughout high
That
school.
was a decent one.
Um, Rugrats. That was we watched that religiously as a kid.
I did
Oh
too.
man, I can't. Now let me ask you this: have you guys watched the follow up to that, All Grown Up?
It's just
I thought it was
I
garbage.
saw a couple episodes.
it's just
I saw a
as
couple
told.
episodes. It
It's,
didn't hook me.
all it is as told by Ginger with the Rugrats characters. With the older versions of the Rugrats characters. That's all it was.
Yeah, but Rugrats went down when they added dill pickles. Dill pickles made Rugrats worse.
Oh, Fairly Odd Parents, early Fairly Odd Parents, and Danny Phantom,
That was a good one.
and Ben 10.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Ben 10 was okay, and then it disappeared.
The
Well,
first
no,
when they were kids, it was a lot
The
better
first
when they
Ben
were.
10 was good. The second one was garbage, and the third one was even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that ranking.
And,
I
and
don't-
the reason is because they wanted to make it appeal to more people, so they started making characters appear the way they shouldn't have. Because if you followed the original, like Kevin 11 was like one of Ben 10's arch nemesis. So like, why is he now like teamed up with him? Because I mean, if you follow the original one in the future, like future Ben 10 locked that dude up, like, you know, and he was real pissed off about it. Like, why are we like it? Just no. Like, you have to follow your own universe's logic.
Let's see. Oh, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, that was
good. That's good.
Yeah, Unlimited was hot.
I watched. This one is a guilty pleasure, but I watched the worst of the X-Men cartoons, X-Men Evolution. But
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was almost as bad Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean, it was for me it was okay, but I know for most people it's terrible. Let's see. Watched a lot of the Fox Kids stuff. Watched a lot of the badly dubbed animes that they had back in the day, like Digimon and One Piece. And
I didn't know Fox did One Piece.
no, you don't remember Foxbot? No, 4Kids. It was like Fox Kids, and then it went to Foxbox, and then it went to 4Kids because I guess they kept getting bought out or something.
I didn't know that.
You know that?
Yeah, I didn't really care, and I rarely followed the English versions of it. I usually watch the Japanese versions and stuff.
Yeah, very rarely does the English version really add anything useful.
They actually take more out of it most of the time.
Yeah, the only time I've seen an anime where the English version is way better than the Japanese version was the Big O. But then again, that was made by the same studio that did the animation for Batman the Animated Series. So,
well, see, the thing is, I don't have great vision, so I just like to sit back and just listen to it rather than, watching words scroll across the screen. Like if
I get it.
I just want Gargoyles Unlimited. Just redo Gargoyles. That's all.
If I took the time to learn Japanese, if I had the time to learn Japanese to watch Japanese anime, I would, but I don't really have the time.
Because you're not a sub person. You don't like to read the subs, so that.
I understand. I understand why people watch subs. It's not for me.
Yeah.
What about Captain Planet, guys?
Unlike Dr. Feelgood, who hates Captain Planet, I actually like Captain Planet, and I wish they'd bring it back.
I wasn't a huge fan.
You know Captain Planet's coming back, dude. They're gonna go bigger, better, and better than ever.
It was one of those shows.
Considering how things are now, you really need a Captain Planet, just for practical purposes.
It was one of those shows I watched. It was one of those shows I watched. If it was on, I would watch it. But I didn't really care about it that much.
I get it. I mean, you're not in that age group where stuff like that is really like important.
Yeah, I was pretty young, so I didn't really think about that kind of stuff too much.
But Captain Planet was revolutionary for its time. For one thing, the leader of the team was a black guy. That's kind of cool. We checked that for
Yeah, he was cliche African though.
Man, that was LeVar Burton from Star Trek and Roots.
Still cliche African.
Weren't all the characters kind of cliche?
From scattered from all around the true.
Well, they were all multi-ethnic, which was kind of cool. I mean,
from different countries too. They made sure they were scattered.
You had the guy from Africa whose name escapes me, sadly. I just always knew him as LeVar Burton. You had Wheeler, you had Mati, who was useless. It's hard. Come on, man.
But heart is the most powerful thing.
Yeah, that's why they messed with him in that episode when the guy gave him superpowers and the heart guy's like, well, what about me? He's like, man, you're useless. Sit down.
All right, what about cartoons like Wayne Head?
Never heard of it. Yeah.
You guys never heard of Wayne Head?
Nope.
Never
Don't care either.
My wife says, "Stop that! Do not curse."
Never heard of it, and I think you made it up just to mess with us.
No, look
it sounds
at
so
it right now. It's
fake.
called Wayne Head. I think it was actually designed by the Wayans brothers. It was.
Oh,
yeah, I think.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that cartoon was. Not very good.
Did you guys ever?
Okay, okay. Here's something different then.
Did you
Fade
guys
Age
bring up
Kids.
Boondocks?
Oh, it's not really a children's cartoon, but okay.
Isn't that more anime?
What?
Actually, technically it shouldn't count in this conversation. I just felt like saying it.
Okay, I got old school cartoon for you guys. Okay. Well, I won't say it's that old, but what? No, it is pretty old. Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh, that was a good one. Scatman Crothers
Hong
did the
Kong
voice.
Food.
But
Now you're
I hate to
talking.
say this, but why they have to? But why they have to
Did you guys
portray him
bring
as
up Pink Panther, by the way?
like the black
Scatman
janitor
Crothers.
turned sorry karate master?
Well, because Hong Kong Phooey was basically a cinema to blaxploitation, so that's what it was. And like you have to remember, blaxploitation. These movies were done cheap. So how do you make it all actiony and cool? Well, and like give them superpowers, but you don't have the budget superpowers. You know, it's karate. Not really, but fake karate. That's how you can beat up some people.
Can't argue that.
How'd this guy learn karate? I don't know, but he knows karate now.
He's a janitor and he knows his kung fu, son.
Well, I mean, everyone knows Hong Kong Fooey's karate was ridiculous. Sorry, kung fu. Basically, it was his cat that was always saving his ass. Kind of like how, Inspector Gadget and Brain.
Mm-hmm. The dog, and then he's always saving his behind.
But I just liked how Scatman Crothers sang the song for the theme, and it was like he was using scat, which is hilarious.
That's awesome. Oh, by the way, real quick, gentlemen. Last time my volume was all the way up and I didn't realize it. You guys didn't tell me I was practically shouting.
Well, we just thought you were just talking really loud or with enthusiasm. We didn't know.
Well, yeah, true.
crap.
I am very enthusiastic and loud. But even when I was talking at a common rate, I noticed my volume was still blasting through. So is it coming through moderately, or do I need to turn it down further?
No, you sound okay.
It's good? Okay, just checking, guys. Continue.
But anyone here remember the Disney afternoon and how awesome it was?
Yes, I used to rush home every day to
Dude.
watch that.
Yeah. I used to I'm one of those people, and I know this is gonna sound blasphemous, but I never liked like the old Disney cartoons. Like, I mean, I like some of them, but I like the Disney. Like, I mean, because that gave us the good stuff, like Scrooge McDuck and DuckTales and Tailspin and Gargoyles and.
Yeah, I was never a fan of like the classic Disney stuff. I was more of a fan of Looney Tunes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was one of those people. I used to get mad. I'm like I remember when like the after school care, they'd put on like Disney tunes because we were at that type of after school care, and they'd play like the Winnie the Pooh theme song, and I was thinking they're gonna do the New Adventures of the Winnie the Pooh theme song, which the cartoon is okay, but that theme song is really awesome. And they put on that old shit, and I'm like, no, can't do it. Nope.
Man.
Yeah.
I wish they revived it. I mean, but I know they're still doing it in a different way, but I think the stuff we had was better. I know
We got a new DuckTales though, and it actually really, I mean, aside from the animation style, but they really like David Tennant is doing his best impression of the old Scottish guy who used to do the original.
So, yeah,
Like he's
but I
doing a
love that. I must
really
check
good
it out.
impression,
So they rebooted
which is
it.
awesome.
Cool.
I'm
You guys-
Scrooge McDuck.
I love DuckTales, man. Do not play with my emotions.
They should just use Sean Connery to be Uncle Scrooge.
Well, they would, but he's gone senile. He can't even remember his lines anymore. So
Even better.
no, that's not even better. That's terrible.
I'm being facetious, sorry.
That poor man. James Bond's gone senile. That's horrible.
Yeah, that
What
is.
about Johnny Quest, guys?
I would love to see another Johnny Quest.
Old Johnny
you know, I-
Quest.
The original
Whatever
and the
you're talking
remake was
about.
bad.
I like the futuristic one they did on Cartoon Network with the advanced technology and stuff. I like
Yeah.
that one.
Well,
Yeah,
because
I
I mean, it was just an update, but Johnny Quest always had advanced technology. I mean, these people had a friggin' hydrofoil boat and a jet.
Yep.
No, I'm talking about the one they made that had like some CGI in it.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's
Yep,
that's
you
the
know.
that's the New Adventures of Johnny Quest where they like updated everything. Like that's how you do an update, and it still was with the original studio. Like you still had like Hanna-Barbera doing it, so you know they cared about what was going on. It wasn't just a stupid cash grab. So yeah,
Hanna-Barbera, man.
yeah, they were,
Hanna-Barbera.
you know, they were like the third tier of really good cartoon makers. It went Warner Brothers, Disney, no, Disney, Warner Brothers, and then Hanna-Barbera, and then followed by maybe MGM with their, you know, weird stuff they had.
You guys, I'm disappointed, but no, I'm leaving it alone. It's fine. It's fine. Keep it moving.
No, go ahead. What other cartoon do you?
No. Okay. You already brought up. I already mentioned Pink Panther, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry,
Tom and Jerry.
Thundercats.
Oh man,
Tom and
Here's a
Jerry
little
was
bit-
one of the most violent cartoons ever.
Yeah, and some of the earlier ones were really racist.
Which means it's perfect.
No, that's not perfect.
Yes, it is.
Look, my rule of thumb is this: I really don't like cartoons that have the mammy, the
That
black
has what?
housekeeper, the black housekeeper,
Oh, yeah, that's black exploitation at its best. That's how
which
it
they
was
call
back in the day,
called mammy. I don't like that. Like I've always been like, I'm not cool with that. But
I actually didn't realize how messed up that was until I came to the States. Because I used to watch it in Trinidad. I just thought, okay, that's a little weird, but whatever.
yeah, I was always like, nah, you've gone too far, Tom and Jerry. That's a bridge too far. I'm glad they got rid of it because I was just that's too far. That's crossing the line.
And you mentioned Woody Woodpecker, right?
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker was awesome. He was like a slightly more annoying version of Bugs Bunny.
Okay, and is it Felix the Cat?
Yeah, Felix the Cat was
Top
awesome.
Cat.
Here, stop.
Top Cat was cool too.
Yeah, Top Cat. Well, Yogi Bear was alright. I liked it as a kid, but as I got older, he's alright.
But you know, well, I mean, you know, I used to mess with my friends. I'm like, you do realize that Yogi's gay, right?
Let me out.
Listen, you need to stop talking about Ernie and Bert. I don't appreciate you making fun of Sesame Street.
I would just mess with my friends. I'm like, you do realize they're gay, right? I mean, look, this bear supposedly like he's living with another bear in the cave, and it's a dude. Like, why is he living with Roxanne? It makes no sense. But then, my friend was like, he's not gay because look at this one where he beats up this other bear that's trying to date his girlfriend. Like, I was like, okay, you got me. He's not gay. He's just really, really weird.
All right. Well, what about what's another cartoon? What about Our Real Monsters?
Real Monsters?
Our Real
I
Monsters that was
liked
on
it.
Nickelodeon.
No, I
And
liked it. Angry Birds. Angry Beavers.
My wife said Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah, that show got away with things that it's like, seriously,
Yeah.
like seriously, dude.
No, and also there was another one. Another show. Well, this show was actually kind of gross, but Ren and Stimpy.
How was Ren and Stimpy gross, dude? Ren and
Dude,
Stimpy is classic.
the stuff they were actually superimposed on was ridiculous.
So, it's Ren and Stimpy. That's what it's supposed to do.
No, and then let's not think about the Cartoon Network shorts like Cow and Chicken.
Yep, cow and chicken.
Oh
Mama had a
gosh.
chicken. Mama had a cow. Dad was proud. He didn't care how.
Uh, you did not know the song to that.
Yes, I did. I used to watch that show all the time. I loved Cow and Chicken. Cow
And
and Chicken.
what was the other one? I Am Weasel.
I Am Weasel. They spun that off into its own thing. Like I remember they had this one where I Am Weasel, like Red. Red was the
Finally,
devil.
somebody brought him. I love that show.
Yeah. Red was the devil. He basically tricked I Am Baboon, IR Baboon, into suing I Am Weasel because he's like, you've got Phantom Foot thing. It turns out it was all set up by Red. And like they put on these glasses, like how come your Phantom Foot's bigger than my Phantom Foot? Like they got away with so many dirty jokes in Cow and Chicken. Like the episode that only aired like once, and then they never took it off. And if you want to find it, you have to like use like sub memes with the Buffalo Gal biker gang that breaks into people's houses and munch on their carpet. They got away with that. I mean, I hate to say this, but our cartoon is better than the stuff they have now.
Well,
Yeah,
it's more
because
PC now.
Because the planet got very sensitive.
Exactly. It's all PC.
Not
And
really.
sometimes some of it's good. Some
Not
we
really,
do need to
no.
PC some things, like what Red
No.
said with the whole blaxploitation stuff. That needed to go.
No, the reason I say our cartoons were better back in the day is because our cartoons back in the day had good theme songs. You notice most of the cartoons today have bad theme songs. Like they hook you with the theme song, like Thundercats. You didn't even have to know what the episode is about. You hear that awesome theme song, you'd be like, oh shoot, Thundercats on, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or something.
You can recognize what show was on 3 seconds into the theme song.
Yeah, but look at the theme songs now. They're garbage.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, they're not garbage. They're just not very good.
Most of them aren't that good. I can agree with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of hot garbage. No arguments there.
Oh crap!
And crap too. Lots of crap.
I'm about to die. This is not good.
Oh, you mean
Playing
your phone?
Zelda?
I finally killed him. I am playing Blaster Master Zero. And I have 1 hit point left.
See, and that's a struggle. A lot of gamers ain't going to be familiar with.
And this game is
This can be a
easier
lot
than
of
the
people
original
raging.
Blaster Master.
Running around in a game with 1% or one line of health left.
Yep, 1 hit.
And see how far you can get before you find some way to save or defeat that stage.
Or get some health.
That's why I like the old school version 1.2 of Final Fight, where you could stack your lives. Because you could stack your health meter. So like if you ate, instead of your stuff just disappearing, you could basically let's say you found a ham. You like if your health was already yellow and like full, you eat the ham, it turned green. And if you could keep that up, you could like eat like another ham or some pizza, and it would turn
basically like the bosses, how they just
yeah, you could just like but I mean 1.2 is so rare. Like I had to, but we're talking about cartoons. Speaking of old school cartoons, anyone here? Like, I mean, I guess that's kind of the reason why I'm kind of still mad about Kingdom Hearts, because I was like, you guys could have just made an RPG using the Disney afternoon cartoons. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, they could have.
But instead, we got that, and that was disappointing. Gargoyles was awesome because it had Keith David's voice in it.
Yes.
And, I mean, let's keep it real. Keith David's voice, just like you're like an 11-year-old boy, and you're already growing hairs on your chest. Listen to that dude talk. On that day, I became a man. It's like you're only 10. Yes, but Keith David's voice.
I kind of wish they would bring Gargoyles back, but at the same time, I worry that if they do,
They'd mess it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just mess it up.
I don't know.
They wouldn't
Depends on
necessarily.
who works on the show.
Now, if they gave it to the teams that they have doing Marvel stuff, it might turn out okay.
Well, the thing is that Gargoyles was always really dark.
Yeah.
And it was like, and when I say dark, I don't mean forced dark. Like a lot of cartoons were like, we're gonna make it dark because it's edgy. Like Gargoyles was meant to be dark. It starts out tragic, and only at the very end does it turn out to not be tragic. I mean, basically, it's about this man who loses everything. He loses everything, and then by the end of the whole thing, he gets some modicum of his life back. But they did that. They did that show wrong.
It's the very last episode is that's the bad thing. It was the very last episode. You got a little redemption.
I just loved it because when you thought you had a handle on things, the deeper you went into it, it's like, wow.
Plus, it had a really rich lore to it too.
Oh yes, they built up
Compared
the
to
lore
everything else out
great.
at that particular time, Gargoyles took a dump on the rest of the competition.
That lore was so deep, and they
awesome.
they actually built it up. Like it was earned, built up lore. It wasn't just
it wasn't something they just decided on and then it happened. It over time that lore became super deep.
Oh yeah.
I was like, holy crap! Wait,
and everything was all connected. It was so well connected. You know, it was just.
That's why I wanted to come back. If it doesn't come back, then somebody should make a video game based on the old show.
Well, they did make a video game.
Talked about this in an episode.
Really good.
No, I know about the Genesis game. I'm talking about like a new game.
Yeah, they should.
That world. And we use a semi-Spider-Man engine to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, imagine an open-world Gargoyles game. That would be...
Flying around with Goliath, smash.
Yeah.
Smash,
or maybe,
up a building, rip off a
maybe you could play as all of them, yeah. Maybe you could play as Goliath, you could play as Broadway, Lexington.
I would say start with Goliath and unlock the other characters along the way.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I totally play that game.
Ooh, Darkwing Duck. That's another
one.
Oh,
yes. Oh, my God.
Yes.
Darkwing Duck. He was basically a parody of Batman, but done well. like unlike Batman, who just spends all his time brooding, like Darkwing Duck pretended to brood, but he also had real stuff. Like I'm a widow. I've got a kid. I got to take care of my kid. I got a house payments to do. I got a job. Like he had real stuff to deal with. Like.
Yeah, that's the irony. It ended up better than Batman trying to.
Yeah, that's why I liked him so much because he was Batman with normal people problems.
Yeah, he's like, look, look, I gotta stop this supervillain, and I got parent-teacher conferences, and my daughter's effing up. It's like, he had real stuff to deal with, you know.
I'd be like, hey, look, man, we gotta fight for like 5 minutes, and then I gotta roll on out to this PTA meeting.
Yeah, but I mean, once again, Disney Afternoon, it also had some really dark stuff in it, you know. And I mean, like that's the thing I loved about Disney Afternoon is that they could get dark. It's like, yeah, this is cartoony, but it also was kind of dark, and I loved it. I mean, it was so awesome.
If I could bring
the Disney Afternoon was just beastly.
If I was going to bring back old Disney cartoons, it'd be, again, Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck. I'd bring back Tailspin.
Yep.
I missed that, too.
Well, the thing that people never realize about Tailspin is that Tailspin was essentially it was basically kind of a knockoff of noir, like 40s, 50s noir films and Star Wars. Because basically, like, the Sea Duck, he won in a card game with Louis. Louis was basically kind of like Lando Calrissian, and Baloo was Han Solo. The kid was supposed to be Luke Skywalker. I mean, it was all very much kind of a hidden homage to Star Wars, and it was done relatively well. But it also had adventure and stuff like that. I mean, like there was a time when Disney's afternoon stuff was awesome.
And
Gummy Bears
didn't want to miss it.
Yeah, you'd get home. Like, I didn't really watch it in the afternoon. Like, I'd spend the summer with my grandparents, and they just show Disney Afternoon, like, all day long on the Disney Channel. And I just watch that and be like, yeah, this is awesome.
Binge watch the hell out of it.
Yep. Binge the whole
You know, it was serious when kids used to plan their afternoon to be home in time to watch. But, yo, okay, we got one more round. We're going to do the next score wins. And then we gotta go home because Disney have to kick it out soon.
I didn't even go that far. Like I didn't even we had the Disney Channel, but I didn't watch it because other things came on. But during the summer, oh god.
Well, I don't have Disney Channel, but I think WB had a slot where they played the Disney Afternoon, and that's where I watched it.
Gummy Bears, Tailspin. I didn't like the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but I'll tell you what.
Nobody really cared for that. So
yeah, no, they didn't play it that over.
Something you might not remember: Care Bears.
I remember.
I'll admit it. Up until about 10, I loved Care Bears.
I remember Care Bears, and they even tried to reboot them.
Yeah,
Care Bears scares.
Care Bears is one of the most, like, on the surface, it looks really stupid, but then you think about it, it's like, actually, this is kind of badass. They go around blasting enemies with energy beams from their chest, except the energy beams came from good things, like, I'm Ice Cream Bear. I'm like, damn, I wouldn't mind an Ice Cream Bear.
That's some violent ice cream, bro.
Well, if you weren't evil, I mean, you'd be okay, but if you were able, sorry, Care Bears care.
Care Bears care to destroy you.
Mask. Did you guys talk about Mask?
Which one? Nah.
Mask. M-A-S-K. I remember Mask had a really cool theme song, and that's about it. Like, I was never
Mask
like...
was like it was, honestly, Mask was just like a lot of shows at that time. They just kind of copied off and tried to make it better. It was a way to
Well, they were just trying to sell you toys. Like, you can tell when
I enjoyed it, but yeah.
Yeah, Mask looked really cool, but I was like Mask was just a little too, because there were so many, like, all of them were kind of copying off of G.I. Joe. Like,
it was
they
felt like, it was like they tried to make G.I. Joe and combine it with like
with a slight twist. Yeah, like a slight twist. It's like, well, these G.I. Joes wear masks, and these G.I. Joes have, remember Centurion?
Yep, Centurion.
Team Extreme, Power Supreme, or something like that. Like, like, all these shows were just to sell toys, but I mean, when they were trying to sell you toys, but also had a good cartoon, that was the best.
Quick question. This is random. Did Tom McFarlane ever do a Gargoyles series? Like the models. Because I would drop dough for like a really badass Goliath like bust, like made by either Square, because Square makes some great figures, or Kubokia.
No, but I think he did make a Gargoyle, not Gargoyle. He made what did that dude make? He did Spawn, which is actually really good. I mean, some of it is nonsensical, but
he made some really badass like models and stuff for different series.
Oh yeah.
It is. Yeah, Square Enix does some good ones too, actually. I'm like, y'all need to just focus on games. Stop trying to get it together, Square.
Do other stuff.
Well, I mean, look. Hey, hold on. I don't want them to kill off Black Butler, though.
I like Black Butler, but the concept behind it is a little depressing.
I got bored with it after the 3rd episode. I might get back with it again someday.
The 3rd episode? That's where you stopped?
Mm-hmm.
You missed a lot of interesting stuff then.
Like I said, I'll probably get back to it. I've been binging anime lately because my time of being is running short. Because soon I'm gonna be super busy. So I gotta take advantage of these down times. Oh, that's a pretty badass Hawkman. I forgot about PlayArt Sky. But that's the series that Square Enix uses to build all these action figures.
I never heard of it. My favorite
on Amazon, but anyways.
My favorite old school cartoons, basically for me, like if you didn't have a good theme song, I can't roll with you. Like even bad cartoons, if you had a good theme song, I could roll with you. Like Silverhawks, which wasn't great, but theme song was awesome. So.
Oh, Silverhawks! Dang, I was thinking about. I was like, hold on, what's Silver? And then I remembered. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Had an awesome theme song.
Oh, does anybody remember Sky Surfer Strike Force?
I remember hearing about Sky Surfer. I wasn't
familiar.
Saying
I actually see it, I recognize it.
It had an interesting theme song. The show was it's a B-.
Yeah, that's the sad thing about a lot of those shows is that like the theme song would hook you, but then you get to the actual things like, man, this isn't that good. I mean,
that one took a while to pick up.
Yeah.
They got all this cheesy Disney stuff. Nope, not interested. But, sorry, I was browsing Amazon for a moment.
No, I've been there. But anyway, yeah, my favorite show on Disney back in the day was like, I mean, I liked how every channel had their showpiece cartoons. Like even USA had their own thing with like Exo Squad and Wing Commander. Wing Commander wasn't that good, but they had like Savage Dragon, Exo Squad, Wildcats, which was like USA's.
The Wildcats was the bootleg X-Men.
Yeah, they were like, we can't do X-Men.
Then they had Ultra Force, which was the bootleg Justice League.
Well,
Ultra Force was pretty good, dude.
Well, Ultra Force had Prime, who's had one of the best transformation sound themes ever. He was the ripoff of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, he was.
You know, Shazam. It's Prime time. Which, I'm sorry, that is.
That was a cheap. That was definitely a very.
Because listen, they sell it to kids, and kids we didn't care back then.
That was a very cheap.
Let me put it this way:
when we got older, we realized the garbage we were looking at. But
once again,
most of the time,
like USA's cartoon block also had something really awesome, Savage Dragon, which was
Savage Dragon was
it had
awesome.
like Savage Dragon was badass. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The dude had a thin mohawk.
It's like, he got a built-in thin mohawk, son.
Kind of wish that they did the comic crossovers in the TV show. Like
the comic, they had to neuter that because the comic was.
I'm talking about just having the crossovers, not have it be as violent as the comic.
Well, Savage Dragon was pretty.
He was in everybody's comics and had everybody in his.
Yeah.
At one point, he fought the Ninja Turtles. I think he fought Thing.
He is so. I mean, it was so like Savage Dragon would just like he would beat the heck out of anybody. Like Savage Dragon did not care. He was.
That reminds me, Tick. You know, Tick's making a comeback, right?
Yeah, I saw the pilot for it.
I haven't seen the pilot yet. I heard about it. I actually put it in my queue later. So it sucks.
The pilot is.
Hold on, is this live action or cartoon?
Yeah, it's live action. First of all, it's live action. Second of all, it's not about the Tick. It's about Arthur. And it's not well written.
What?
But
I changed my mind.
I just saw the pilot. They could have fixed it, but it's just
I'm
not.
still gonna watch it, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah, it's not. Like, let me put it this way: the best, like, the thing, like, because I'm one of those people who, like, I first saw the Tick cartoon. I was interested, so then I got the omnibus, like the 3 omnibuses that collect all the volumes and stuff. And the Tick is actually a really interesting character, and I like the 2.5 seasons they have of it. And I mean, it's awesome. But then they're redoing it, but they can't even do it right. I'm like, if you're gonna redo something, do it right. But no.
Call research. Come on,
Your expectations are too high.
Lowered expectations.
Sometimes I can't listen to your critique because you have some really high expectations. I'm like,
look, man. All I wanted from the new Tick was for them to have the theme song from the show, which was done in a jazz scat style, and they couldn't even get that right. So like, we're going darker.
Okay, stop talking about Tick. You're making me sad, and you're gonna take away. I want to see it for myself. You're making me sad now, dude.
All right, okay. I'll tell you something that'll warm the cockles of your heart.
The
new DuckTales is really good.
Cool.
It really gets the spirit of the original, and I'm sad that the original guy died. But David Tennant, who is actually Scottish, does a really great Scottish accent because he is actually Scottish.
And My Little Pony is really good. Yeah.
I don't watch My Little Pony.
You better not be a 30-something. If you're a 30-something-year-old man and you don't have kids, you should have.
I'm 30. I'm 31, but I still wouldn't watch My Little Pony, which is sad because I used to watch My Little Pony when I was very, very young. Not anymore. Like the old one.
I could have barely stand the original as a kid.
The old one, you know, the old one that had the theme song, My Little Pony, My Little Pony. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I used to, because it was on the Disney afternoon. I was like, if I got to get through this to get to my next show, I'll do it because I'm bored and my grandparents didn't have cable. Like, they didn't have HBO or Showtime or Sci-Fi Channel or anything. All they had was the Disney Channel and the news channels. It was horrible.
But yeah, anyways, I was just bringing it up because I remembered My Little Pony showed up earlier.
It was a good show.
What was I talking about?
My Little Pony, huh?
Ninja Turtles. Let's see.
My wife said, "Who watched My Little Pony?"
When I was younger, I used to watch it. I don't watch it now, obviously.
Yeah, I never really liked.
Who
the
remembers
show.
a Nickelodeon show? I think it was Nickelodeon. It was called David the Gnome.
Hey.
Yeah, well, that was They used to bring that. They used to bring that all the time. That was a really dark show. I mean, really dark.
David the Gnome, Maya the Bee.
Yeah, I used to watch that too.
No, I got one for you. Gumby.
Oh,
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, my wife asked a question. Anyone watch Eureka's Castle?
Ronan
I used to watch that
Warriors.
one
I remember
too.
Eureka
Yep.
Castle.
I used to watch Eureka's Castle and Fraggle Rock and like all
Fraggle
those
Rock,
puppet
too.
shows.
And
'Cause
Fraggle Rock.
I'm a sucker
Yeah,
for
that's the
puppets.
business.
Like I love puppets.
Fraggle Rock was the business.
Oh, she said,
And
"What about
Fraggle
Allegra's
Rock.
Window?"
What about what?
I didn't do Allegra's Window, but I did do Eureka's Castle because they all had
You
good
know what?
songs.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a cartoon that was actually a bad influence for kids, but we can appreciate it today. It taught you how to get things your way. Two of them. One is Heathcliff,
I brought it up earlier,
that damn
but yeah,
cat, and of course Garfield.
Garfield. Heathcliff and Garfield, yeah.
Heathcliff had a really cool theme song.
Oh,
I like both
my wife
shows.
says, "What about the Tick?"
Oh
We
yeah,
just
we
brought
talked
up the
about
Tick.
earlier. Yeah, you weren't listening, man. We talked about
Pay
the Tick.
attention, fool.
That's right, fool.
Sorry, man, I'm
What kind of host are you, son?
The Tick.
I'm not a host. We're just all a bunch of damn gamers, okay? There's no host here.
You're kind of sort of the host because it's on your channel, so shut your face.
Yeah, the Tick was awesome. We loved the Tick.
What about really bad cartoons? Really like.
Oh gosh, I can't think of any. I didn't really
We're
watch.
talking about like Ren and Stimpy or Beavis and Butthead, stuff like that.
Well, Ren and Stimpy wasn't that bad. Actually, Ren and Stimpy had some really good moments. And then you had Beavis and Butthead, which, I mean, like, I never really was that into Beavis and Butthead, but, I mean, if we didn't have Beavis and Butthead, we would have never gotten Hank Hill, who was in Beavis and Butthead, but he looked completely different. Oh, what are you doing,
I am
man?
Cornelio.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, this wasn't a bad cartoon.
King of the Hill.
This wasn't a bad. I enjoyed. Did anybody?
My wife mentioned another one. She said, "What about Invaders M?"
That was a good one. And they came
Okay.
out that shit too soon.
Okay, that wasn't bad. That's more recent, though.
What about Hey Arnold? Are you guys too old for that?
I love Hey Arnold.
Sacrifice from Mars. That can kill a tomato.
I'm kind of neutral to that show either way. Not good or bad.
Okay, she just mentioned a few more. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Okay, I remember
Michael
that.
Myers
Okay.
Mars.
That was
I don't
a
attack the Killer Tomatoes.
Hey,
Captain
here's
Bucky.
another one.
Bucky, you're here.
Fantastic Max.
Oh, that was a
Fantastic
good
Max,
one.
Fantastic Max, okay.
Dirty diapers. Yeah, Fantastic Max was awesome. Bucky O'Hare had a cool theme song too.
Okay, here's something that's on the bad side of the spectrum that I loved as a kid. Garbage Pail Kids.
No, that was fun. I mean, it was disgusting.
I enjoyed it, but let's be real. It was, but I loved
Like
it
I
as a
said,
kid.
it was disgusting but fun.
My wife said Bobby's World.
That was
Bobby's
that
World.
was good too.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good too. Yeah.
Bobby's World, I could dig that.
And even though this wasn't a cartoon, but it was kind of a kids thing, and we can't forget about Power Rangers and VR Troopers.
Yeah.
We
Oh, Power Rangers,
are,
VR
we
Troopers, okay.
are VR. We are.
I really want them. Okay, you know how the new Power Rangers actually look pretty cool. I want them to remake VR Troopers. I want to see how far it will go.
Oh God, man! Now you're trolling.
And then
The thing
also,
about the new-
Island. Shut up.
Man, I don't like. Here's the thing. I don't know how you can look at that new Power Rangers and think it's gonna be good, man. That is gonna be terrible, but it's gonna be gloriously terrible.
No,
It's
yeah,
gonna be bad in a
that's
good
what
way.
that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it's bad in the good way because it looks
Yeah.
like it's going to be that. It looks like it's going to be
Yeah.
good, dumb.
And when it turns out to be really good, you guys are gonna be sitting there eating crow, man.
Man, I tell you what, man. I will. I
Oh,
bet
Defenders is finished filming. Sweet.
It-
Marvel filming.
it's gonna be like Fantastic Four, but I think it's gonna be awful good, but not awful bad.
Not Fantastic Four, man. Damn. I hadn't even seen it, but I heard so many bad things about it.
I mean, but think about it, man. It's about a bunch of it's because basically it's ripping off Chronicle, and the thing is like the reason Chronicle was good is because it had Max Landis writing the script. This does not have Max Landis writing the script, so and I mean it's got Kanye West's power in it. And haven't you noticed that every film that has that song in the trailer is like it's not that good?
Anyways, I got to roll out. Family time, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You're gonna pull a Transformers. Roll out.
Roll out. Peace.
Oh, that's another old school cartoon we didn't talk about. Transformers.
Robots in disguise.
And of course,
Actually,
Transformers. Beast Wars.
Beast Wars was badass.
I like the Transformers animated series that they had for a little bit on Cartoon Network. That was okay.
You mean the one that looked all anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
and the more recent Mutant Ninja Turtles, not the crappy CGI stuff, but the stuff that I think came around 2004, 2005.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. The one where it's like it's like a homage to the old school one.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of dark and gritty.
Yeah. I actually
was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Let's see. Did anybody watch the Kirby cartoon when it was out?
I liked it.
Some,
It was good.
yeah,
I think I watched some of it. But it was so. I would say this: we didn't have a lot like they have today, but I can't think of any terrible ones that we ever had.
Yeah, we did.
I would even go so far as to say, like, even the Saturday Water cartoons, like Static Shock.
That was a good one, yeah.
Yeah, Static Shock. SpongeBob was terrible.
And
I Stole by Ginger.
The first two seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! I love those, even though it's more recent, but still.
How dare you, sir? SpongeBob SquarePants used to be good. Now that it's in its like 80th season, it's
well, the first maybe few seasons were pretty decent, but then it just
how can we forget the fun song? F is for fire, U is for uranium, N is for neutron bomb. I mean the crabby, because like you want to know what made SpongeBob good is the dirty jokes they hid inside, and they just did not care. They were like the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krab is a crab that lives in Bikini Bottom. I mean, it's obvious what they're talking about. Yeah. You don't want Krusty Krab in a Bikini Bottom. Or any crab for that matter.
All that innuendo in SpongeBob.
Yeah, and they got away with it because, good writing.
Yeah, same with Rocko's Modern Life. You got away with a lot of things.
Modern Life. That was a good one.
One show I really enjoyed as a kid, because it was all the rage back in the 90s. The whole skateboarding culture was Rocket Power.
I remember
that was a bad cartoon. That was a bad cartoon. In my opinion. Yeah, I know some people are going to be like, "No, it wasn't that bad. It was not great."
I never really.
Yeah, they were too stereotypical, which was the biggest problem with the show. They were like
the show
posers.
The show had no real presence. It's like, hey guys, these are some kids and they're Hawaiian and they are skateboarders. I'm like, they're Hawaiian, shouldn't they be surfers? They're skateboarders and they're skateboarders and they do skateboard things. And it's like, really? That's what you're like? And every time they did the show, it was just, hey, we're kids, we skateboard. Oh, kid, so and so's afraid to do this trick, and it was just like.
Yeah, there is really not a lot of anything going on in that show. It's like
there wasn't much thought that went into the process of planning it.
The show was like too normal. It was like the most normal show at the time. Like it was too mundane going on. So yeah, I could definitely see where you were where you're coming from.
No, there just was nothing going on. It's like, really? That's what you're doing? Just
Every episode, someone was conquering their fear to do a trick.
That's all it
Yeah,
was. It's just, man, this dude did a trick. It's like, what's your point? What do you what?
Like
what
you
is
just
going
did a
on?
trick like that last episode.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I can do a triple axel death spin. Yeah, sit down and shut up.
Like there's no magic or like crazy things happen. I mean,
No,
even
I mean,
the
like,
Rugrats are still kind
there are
of
shows. There are shows that did that type of thing, like a kid conquering their fear better. Like Hey Arnold was a show about just normal stuff going on, but it was done better because Hey Arnold was just written better and like it.
the characters were better.
The characters were better developed, you know.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you heard the stuff that happened in Hey Arnold, and it was like you actually care about this kid, like. You cared about his friends. You cared about the stuff he went through because you could relate to it. It was real kid stuff. Like, oh man, this kid is being stalked by this crazy girl, or oh man, this kid there's in Hey Arnold dealt with real stuff like racism, sexism, growing up, puberty, first time crushes. What?
Yeah, there's
Who are you comparing Hey Arnold to?
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power. Like
What about Doug?
Both of them dealt with real life with like reality. They were basically cartoon reality shows, but Hey Arnold did it way better than Rocket Power. And they both there was
you said Rocket Power?
Yeah, they both neither of them really did anything fantastical. You know, it wasn't like magic or action. Although I mean, like Hey Arnold, like you look at the story of Hey Arnold, and it's actually really tragic. It's like, damn, that's really good.
But you know what though? What about Hey Arnold compared to Doug?
Oh God.
I actually like Doug. Now the sequel to Doug, when he had a lot of hair, like long hair, I didn't care for that too much.
You mean the one where Disney bought the rights to Doug and then turned it into some garbage?
Oh wow! Come on, man.
The only thing I can say about Doug is this. I feel sorry for Doug because he was always trying to hook up with Patty Mayonnaise. Patty Mayonnaise, literally one of the ugliest characters I've ever seen before in my life. I'm like, literally, that's what you're aiming for, Doug. Patty Mayonnaise.
And she was the ugliest sounding character too. Like
she just was not attractive. I'm like, I mean,
has anyone mentioned Animaniacs or Pinky in the Brain?
Or Tiny Toons? All that stuff from Steven Spielberg was awesome. Freakazoid, Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Pinky and the Brain.
Tiny Toons was okay. Like it was okay, but again, like Looney Tunes a lot more.
Tiny Toons was better once you got like into the second and third season of it.
No, yeah. But have any of you guys seen the new Looney Tunes when they're like all adult and have like jobs?
I've seen it. It's good. I think it's good. It's just missing the whimsical thing that made Looney Tunes.
I mean, you're right. It's missing that. I do agree with what I do like about it is that, like, they still kept like the characteristics. Like Daffy Duck is just a lazy ass bum.
Yeah,
like, period.
They definitely kept most character personalities right.
Like they had this one where, like I like how they have those little like mid kind of cartoon commercials within the cartoon, but they're for the characters. And they had one called Daffy Duck the Wizard. And it was the most. I'm like, I would watch a cartoon that just had Daffy Duck as a wizard doing all that stuff. I totally watched that. I'm like, my God, the hilarious thing about it is that it's like Daffy Duck having a dream where he's like doing all these amazing things, but it's just everyday things. Like he fixes food and it's like he's conjuring food. And he's just using a microwave. It's hilarious. I'm like, I totally watched that. If they made a cartoon with Daffy Duck as a wizard, kind of like Duck Dodgers, I'd watch that because Bugs Bunny is too untouchable for me. Like he almost has no character flaws, and that kind of makes him not my favorite character. Like I like Daffy Duck a little bit better because he does have character flaws. Like he's greedy, he's craven, he's a coward. But his greed can also make him do amazing things. Like the time
he doesn't want to be lazy.
Well, the time he beat the hell out of Taz.
Oh yeah, I remember
because he stole his money.
Oh yeah, Taz got his ass whooped when he took his money, man.
like he's counting his money and a piece falls down and Taz grabs it. He's like, what? He takes the stick out and he goes in there and beats the shit. He's like, I'm a coward, but I'm a greedy. He's like, Mine. Give me that mine.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of though? Something you rarely ever see. You guys love Tom and Jerry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Do you
missed
remember
that.
do you remember that episode when like Tom had got this book on like all about mice, and then he read a chapter where it says cornered mice never fight, and then he got Jerry ass in the corner, and they just show him approaching him, and then he show him get his ass whooped. He says, "Don't you believe it?"
No,
Jerry
that
whooped his
was
ass.
that was the one. That was the one where it had. I know which the "Don't You Believe It" one is for the one where they had the white mouse that had eaten the
Oh yeah,
nitroglycerin,
yeah, and he
and like
thought it was
they were
thought
like.
it was Jerry because Jerry had been tricking him.
Well, on the radio, like it's like, well, it was just a hoax, folks. The white mouse is an explosive, and the explosive is ended, and
And then
Tom
he
jumps
hit
on the
it.
mouse because and he
He hit it
explodes,
with
and
the
he's like,
hammer.
yeah, he's like, don't you
And
believe
my wife was
it?
actually
I do
watching it.
remember the one. I do remember the one about the corner and the mouse though, but I don't think Tom died. I think he was just left beat up in a corner.
Yep. But then, I mean, I like the ones where Tom actually beat Jerry, like the one where Tom's cousin, who is afraid of mice, comes to his house. He's like, "What's wrong with you, man? Why you get your mojo back, man? You beat the hell out of this mouse." So they team up and they scare Jerry into running away. they scare. He's like, "I'm done. He runs
Like,
to
it's
a
two of these?
home. Yeah, it's the one that they used to show on the Cartoon Network when they do the Hanna-Barbera cartoons, where it would show like a two-headed Tom with four arms. Like
Yeah.
that was that they ripped that. It was so awesome because I mean, like I like seeing the natural order restored and occasionally seeing the quote unquote main character get his comeuppance. Like I like the episodes where Bugs Bunny gets beat because I mean, always winning is ridiculous.
No, when Bugs loses, it's like
Rare.
wow. It's
Yeah,
like wow.
When Bugs Bunny loses, it's rare. It's like, oh man.
like the one time Elmer actually beat him.
Yeah. Although, what I also like are the ones where Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck team up, like Rabbit season, Duck season, Rabbit season, Duck season, Elmer season, Tally Ho! And like, it had some of the best slapstick jokes, like Elmer's like, "Oh, I don't hunt for food. I just like the sport of it." And Daffy comes in. It's like, "How about a game of badminton?" He gets shot in the face. It's like, oh man. Daffy, my favorite side character. Even though he's older than Bugs Bunny, really deserves to get more accreditation for what he does.
Oh crap! You just reminded me of so many fun cartoons.
Now this is making me
like the one where Bugs and the big bad wolf were fighting each other over Red Riding Hood, and then she came in and she was annoying as hell.
Yeah, or those Tex Avery cartoons with the wolf, and he's all like his city cousin comes to the city, and they see Red Riding Hood, and she's like hot, like classic 36, 24, 36 hot, and he's like losing his shit. And he's like, "What's wrong with you? Keep yourself together." And then, like she has to go home, so he drives back to where he's from. And they see like this ugly country Red Riding Hood, and he in the city loses his shit, and his cousin knocks him over the head, and drives back to the city to see the hot Red Riding Hood. He's like, "What's wrong with you, man?" Tex Avery, one of the unsung heroes of animation.
I wonder if anybody could actually bring back those cartoons.
Well, I mean, Warner Brothers, I think, has the right to a lot of them. That and MGM, but I mean, it's like, will they actually
Will they use them?
Will they use them? Like, because I like the Wolf. I thought he was a cool character, but will they use them? I mean, that's the $1 million question.
No.
So there are no good cartoons anymore. All the good cartoons have been made. It's over.
Well, they're good.
There are still good ones, but they're few and far in between.
If you want good animation or at least good cartoons, go there.
No, let's
watch
just take current Mickey Mouse for instance. Not the iteration that's supposed to be like old school Mickey, but the current Mickey. He
Not
is
very
stupid.
awesome. Yeah.
He is dumb. He's dumber than Goofy.
Well, the thing is like Mickey Mouse was always kind of supposed to be this trickster, and then they like, it's like they don't like. I mean, watch some of the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, like the one that had the giant, like it was the Tailors of the Giant, and like the giant goes to the countryside and he's rolling up people's houses and smoking them like cigarettes, and he starts fighting. Mickey Mouse, and at the end, like Mickey Mouse trips and falls, and he's like, he pops up at the end, he's like, "Hey man, watch out for that first step. It's a real Lulu." It's like, what the hell? It makes no sense, but it was just good animation. The thing is like, and this is why it's hilarious. All these things move in cycles. Back in the day, it was Disney and Warner Brothers. They were fighting against each other in order to determine who had the best cartoons, and they shoot salvos. And then you had other people getting in, like MGM with Popeye. And Paramount had Popeye, and others, the Harvey tunes with Woody Woodpecker and Chilly Willy and Little Abner Casper, the Friendly Ghost, just old school stuff like that. It was awesome. You could tell I'm an old school type of guy.
What about the Jetsons?
Oh,
the Jetsons and the Flintstones.
I'm telling you, man, Hanna-Barbera, they would talk about adult stuff on their cartoons. Like there was one where Jane Jetson thought she was losing the spark in her marriage, so she and her husband go on a couples retreat, and she dresses in disguise and like at this masquerade dance, and I mean like George loses his shit. And then he finds out it's his wife. And they cut to the next day. Look, you know what they were doing. Ain't no question about it. You know that George Jetson was...
George got his man that day.
Look, let me put it this way. His job was pressing buttons. He was pressing some buttons.
Maybe he pressed all the right ones that night.
Look, they got their groove back together. But I mean, like Hanna-Barbera was one of the first cartoons that got rid of that stork garbage. Like Wilma actually got pregnant.
Yeah.
And had a baby.
Yeah.
Like none of this. Oh, the stork is baby magically appeared. It's like the Addams Family from back in the day with the second one, Addams Family Values, and like this little girl telling this convoluted ass story about how her parents got pregnant, and Wednesday Addams like, our parents had sex. That's how our baby was in here. I don't know what all this going on.
But you wrong. You know, Wednesday was just cut and dry with everybody. It was just.
You know, like every time I see Christina Ricci, like I don't care. I'm like, it's Wednesday Addams. It's
Wednesday.
It's Wednesday Addams. Like, yeah. Those are two really good films. The third one and fourth one are garbage, but the first two with shit. Damn, forgot the guy's name. Damn. How could I forget this guy's name? Oh, stupid. Now it's gonna bother me. I gotta look it up. It's on the tip of my tongue too.
Who remembers Foghorn Leghorn?
Everybody remembers Foghorn Leghorn. You can't.
I say. Listen up, boy. I say.
You know, to
Boy,
me,
dumber than two sticks sitting on the ground together.
but you know what? To me, and I know this is not true. Maybe it is. I don't know. But when I think about it now, the way he talks, it's like, man, you're damn near racist.
Well, I mean, Foghorn Leghorn was based on an actual person who talked like that. He was a Southern senator who talked like, I say, listen here, boy, you're dumber than a bag of hammers.
I say this boy ain't smart enough to rub two sticks together.
But you know what? The funny thing is, one day he was talking shit a little too much, and that little chicken beat the shit out of him.
I mean, that chicken, like Foghorn Leghorn got him. Like, first of all, he was always messing with that damn dog. The dog was supposed to protect the hen house and the whole farm. He's always messing with that dog. And that dog fixed him one day. He's like, look, this ugly hen wants to get married. I'm gonna fix you. He ties him up. He's like, here you go, lady. Here's your husband. He's like, that'll fix you. Always.
Nah, see, the dog got him a couple times because there was the one time he acted like he was chained to the doghouse.
Oh yeah, he wasn't.
Falcon was
like,
running his mouth.
This time. Yeah, I got
running
you.
his mouth, and he turned around and he stood up with the chain loose.
Yep.
Like
I love those adversarial relationships where the characters just like it's just so well done. Oh.
You know what? I got one question. And my wife was playing this morning, as while I was sleeping, basically. But regarding Tom and Jerry, why is it every time Tom saw a little piece of pussy, it was always is you is or is you ain't my baby?
Well, I mean, that was only in 2 cartoons, but you're right. Well, Tom was an unneutered male tomcat. I mean,
he was trying to get him a girl, man.
Look,
that's all.
That's his job, man. Look, he wasn't neutered. What?
Hey, what the hell, man?
Well, it's true. I mean, that was in his name, Tom. He's a tomcat.
He was trying to get him a lady, man.
Yeah, that's his job. That's his prerogative.
That's something else Jerry always messed up for him.
Well, the same thing would happen. The same thing happened to Jerry. If a female mouse came through, Jerry would lose his stuff too. So it was. They both.
They both blocked each other constantly for some reason.
Yep.
And I never understood that. I really didn't.
Why can't you let this dude get some? Why?
No, that's the ultimate way to pick with somebody. But like, nah, dog. I see what you're planning, dog. But I ain't letting that happen.
They were supposed to be friends, and like they said in Superbad, friends don't cock block friends. Hey man, you're cock blocking loving. Friends don't cock block friends. What's your real name, Fogel? We're just gonna call you McLovin.
Who remembers Pirates of Dark Water?
That was a good one.
I remember it.
That was a good one, and I don't know why they canceled it because now we're stuck.
Show, they never finished it.
No, they canceled it. They canceled it in the middle of the second season.
Yeah, in the middle of the second because they weren't selling enough toys. That's why.
And also, this one I used to watch a lot too. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice.
Oh, that had one of the best theme songs ever. I use that in some of my videos. Oh man.
Oh man, I missed that. And then there was another comical one called Don Coyote.
I don't remember that one.
He used to always be like Don Coyote. He was like just.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
I don't remember that one.
That was kind of like El Kabong. That was kind of like El Kabong.
El Kabong. Oh, okay.
El Kabong, hitting people with a guitar.
I remember that. Well, I also remember Jerry's uncle that played the guitar and would pull the cat's whiskers for string.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. Hey, here's another one, guys. Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Hey.
I'm sorry, but that dude was dumber than a can of paint, and he did. But I give him credit. He persevered.
Yeah,
Through all the pain, he persevered.
Yes, he did. Yes. I got to give Johnny Bravo that much. He really did persevere. I'll tell you another show. This is really old school, but I'm going to include it. Dexter's Laboratory.
I mean, you could consider it old school now. It's on Boomerang.
I mean, I guess kind of you could consider it old school. I can't, though. I can't consider Dexter's
DD!
Dexter's Laboratory. Oh, man. I love that.
DD, you're stupid.
Get out of my laboratory.
Stupid. Yeah, get out of my laboratory, DD. DD,
She was
you're
always
stupid.
I'm like, how the hell do you not have a fail-safe to keep her out? Like
because she would get into everything. I mean, don't you remember? She would basically just get into everything.
But that's the thing. Like, you would think he would be smart enough to find a way to lock her out, but he never did.
No. To me, it's that same thing that Stewie has to deal with on Family Guy. As smart as Stewie is, he still can't even put on his own damn diaper.
Well, no, I mean, with Dexter, it was just his sister was the anti. She was basically
The Antichrist for him.
Well, she was anti-technology. I mean, that's how he basically beat Mandark. He was like, "Yeah, you know,
Oh, yeah, I
my
remember
sister
that.
really likes technology.
I remember
Show
that.
me
He
the
left.
lab." He's like, "I too have felt this pain," and she basically destroys his lab. She
Broke
just
all-
decimates it. And Dexter's like, "We won!" Like they show him toasting with his computer, champagne with his computer. He's like, "I beat," because he beats Mandark. Because like even though Mandark has a higher IQ, Dexter has more experience of having his stuff get destroyed by TV.
Oh man.
Dexter. Such a
And
great.
then Powerpuff Girls.
Oh
The
god.
original
Mojo.
Powerpuff. See, the original
Mojo.
Powerpuff Girls.
Not that new garbage. The original with
I-
Mojo.
Whoa, Jojo.
Hold on, they
Yep.
remade Powerpuff Girls?
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's ass.
I did not
They don't
know that.
even-
it's not anywhere near as good.
It's first of all, they don't have the original voice actors. They got rid of Miss Bellum.
They
Oh.
got rid of Miss
rid
Bellum within the first 5 episodes. I'm like, what?
How do you get rid of Miss Bellum?
How
The
do you
mayor
get
is
rid of
in.
Miss
I
Bellum?
mean, do they have Mojo Jojo in it?
Yeah, he's in there.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Nowhere near as effective as he was.
Well, because the show isn't about the Powerpuff Girls was supposed to be about these empowered superhero girls, and the new one is like, well, they're in school. I'm like, it's about girls with superpowers. Why
But be
are you
technical.
doing all this other stuff?
To be technical, they were in school in the other one, but you just didn't see them as much in school
Well, I mean, they did school stuff like the one with Elmer, where
with the glue.
yeah, with the glue, and he beats the Powerpuff Girls. It's so awesome. Because sometimes heroes need to get their butt kicked, because that makes them grow.
And on top of that, with the new Powerpuff Girls, they gave them all these advanced powers way too quick. I'm like, they barely had the stuff that they're supposed to start out with. You giving them extra powers, like, I was like,
I mean, let's keep it real. The new Powerpuff Girls is not very good. It's ass-tastic.
the artwork looks okay, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, art-wise style, it looks very close to the original, but like the animation, like the quality of the storytelling is nowhere close to what it was in the old Powerpuff Girls. Not to mention, do they have him?
I have not seen him, so I don't know. I don't think he's in there.
Yeah,
I think
he's
he's supposed to be in there, but I don't think he is in there.
Yeah, him is a little bit disturbing, and I don't, I can understand them not having him in there initially, because it's the devil. It's essentially the devil.
Yeah, that's why he's him, and no other name. Him.
But you know what though, and this is a different cartoon, but okay. I recently watched Beauty and the Beast, which is awesome. And after seeing how they did the Beast, I'm so hoping I get a Gargoyles.
Yeah, I want to see a
so
live
hoping.
action Gargoyles.
Yes.
Uh,
I
yeah,
don't know about that one.
yeah.
Well,
'Cause I saw
it's
that
not, it's not live action. Can I get CGI? Can I get CGI?
a CGI Gargoyles.
How was that movie? Is that any good?
It's great.
It wasn't terrible, but it.
I loved it. It was actually really, really good to me. It was really good.
We're gonna have to disagree on that one, but I can see where you'd like it. Parts of it are really good, and parts of it I found to be a little like not great, to put it mildly.
Well, you guys know how Red Fox is a little harsh on his reviews.
I'm not harsh on my reviews. I love certain movies. Like, look, here's the thing. Okay?
I'm not harsh with reviews. I love certain movies.
Everyone considers me to be a cinema snob, but I mean, I like the Godzilla films, even the bad ones, where it's goofy as hell. I can like bad, but I'm never gonna say a bad movie is great. I mean, like the new Beauty and the Beast is pretty good. Not exactly. That animation on the Beast, though, like sometimes they're really trying, and sometimes it's like, no, nope, not gonna happen. I'm like Paul Newman in The Color of Money. It ain't gonna happen.
I know one thing. I miss the cartoons of old. Like I really do. Like even like Goof Troop, Bonkers, Tailspin, all those from this afternoon, especially Gargoyles. I actually got to go buy that. I hope Disney ain't got it in the damn vault, charging
Um,
$35 per disc.
I think you can find it. I think you might be able to find it relatively cheap if you know where to look. I like Gargoyles, and I have the VHSs because I'm that old school. But I mean, VHS is an old technology nowadays, so people don't like to talk about it.
I think I'm gonna head out. But before I leave,
Yeah, we'll go
let me
ahead and
check.
close it out here.
Okay.
What?
And go ahead and give your intro, your outro, Kenoshi.
Well, this is Kanashi Abominito. Glad to be on another OGL podcast. And oh yeah, for anybody who's playing Zelda, if you don't have any of the tools to help you keep you warm or cool or whatever, if you carry an elemental weapon like a ice sword or a fire sword, that'll keep you warm and cold
Or cool.
places.
Yep.
Or cool.
Yep.
So,
That is a really neat ability.
yeah, that's a neat little. And it just seems like with this game, like practically anything, if you think of it, most of the time it'll work.
Yep.
So
That physics engine is the beast.
yeah. I hope they use this for other games, for other titles. I hope they keep building onto it.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming. And Red Fox.
Mr. Red Fox here. Glad to be on another one of these. And I just want to say we're back. We're back. We're getting the band back together, Blues Brothers style. So yeah, and this is Mr. Red Fox. Stay tuned next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8:30. I will finally get into the sales of the Nintendo Switch. And we'll also, I don't know, I was going to do a review of Kong, but I guess I'll do a spoiler thing. If you guys watch that movie, please stay for the end credits, for that post-scene end credits, because they're really good.
Real quick, how'd you like that movie?
It was good.
Awesome,
It's a B monster movie. It's really good.
It wasn't like 5 hours like Peter Jackson's movie.
No, it was 3 hours. It was 2 hours, and the 2 hours, like, here's the thing: you can tell they did a lot of editing because there's, like, I would be interested to get a director's cut of this film with the stuff that they took out because it's slick. Like, it's 2 hours, but those 2 hours go.
Yeah, there's not a single dull moment.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. It's just action, man. It's
Yeah.
All right, I
devastating.
gotta check it out.
And if you're like
mass
me, if you're like me and was offended by the previous King Kongs because of the whole racist overtones, they get rid of that. You get to see King Kong wreck people's stuff because they shouldn't have had Look, I'm a black person from the city, so I'm just gonna keep it real. Look, they shouldn't have had their asses out there in that jungle. they would have made it there. They not had their asses over here.
So King Kong versus the new Godzilla. Which do you think is better?
Well, that's
Actually,
what
I
they're
don't
working
think
up towards. So.
I don't think it's gonna be them going against each other, is it?
No, first they're going to do Godzilla King of the Monsters, and then they're going to do in 2018, and then they're going to do King Kong versus Godzilla because
Isn't Godzilla bigger than King Kong?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They made this Kong bigger, and they said he's only a teenager. He's still growing. So by 2020, when they have King Kong versus Godzilla, he'll be big enough to actually supposedly fight King Kong. I mean, King Kong will be big enough to fight Godzilla, which I'm okay with because I like Godzilla.
And
I
why
like
are
King
they
Kong.
fighting? It's since they're both kind of protectors.
They're giant monsters, dude, and that's all that we need. Look, man. Why were they fighting back in the day with Toho? Because it was awesome. And I mean, I'm not going to ruin the post-credit scene, but Legendary apparently has gotten the rights to King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan. So that 2018 Godzilla King of the Monsters, ooh boy, this is gonna be. If you like kaiju films, giant monsters beating the shit out of each other, this is 2018 gonna be a great year.
And game idea guy. He must be busy.
I'm back.
I would get. Okay, I was gonna do it for you like I did last time. So go ahead.
Man, you better stay here and do your own thing.
No, I can't have Mr. Generic Misconception do it.
You know what? You should go back and listen to it. They actually thought I did a good job. You should go back and listen to it.
It did sound very similar. Yes.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot that I'm doing right this moment.
Yeah, guy. I think you guys are tuning in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You bastard.
I don't have a whole lot that I'm working on just at this moment, other than like this really interesting idea for a 2D Mario game that I don't think Nintendo thought about, or they haven't attempted. Yeah, that one's going to be at the end of the month.
And I need you to do something. I need you to either A, get a Switch, or B, get Zelda on the Wii U.
Well, you want to hear stories from me?
Either way, you can't go wrong, but I need you to go ahead and get that taken care of like this week.
You can't like homework assignments. Before we close it out, I just have two things to add. Stay tuned to my channel. I will be doing a resurrection episode where I'm going to attempt to resurrect Final Fantasy Tactics, because we haven't had one in years at this point. So,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, if people want to join, you can. But if I have to do it solo, I'll do that too. Because man, we need Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yes, we do.
And I have some other videos coming out centered on RPGs, because I've been in an RPG mood lately. So stay tuned for that.
All right. And I'm Dr. Feelgood. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I will have this edited and probably up and running tonight, if not tomorrow. It will be some Snipper Clips gameplay, so I hope you guys enjoy that. My wife and I were actually playing as I was doing the podcast, which is why I was kind of quiet. I was recording that gameplay. But anyway, as I always say, keep it gaming, you rat bastards.